Computer as a teacher's tool. We will study here not just about what a computer is. We will know here what could be the capabilities of the computer in terms of using it as a tool in learning. Constructivism was introduced by Jean Piaget on 1981 and Brunner on 1990. They gave stress to knowledge discovery of new meaning, concepts, principles in the learning process. Various strategies have been suggested to foster knowledge discovery. Among these is making students engage in gathering and organize information from which they can induce ideas and principles. Students are also asked to apply discovered knowledge to new situations, a process for making their knowledge applicable to real-life situations. While knowledge is constructed by the individual learner in constructivism, knowledge can also be socially constructed. Social constructivism is the effort to show that the construction of knowledge is governed by social, historical, and cultural contexts. In effect, this is to say that the learner who interprets knowledge has a predetermined point of view according to the social perspectives of the community or society he lives in.
The teacher can employ the computer as an information tool, constructive tool, a situating tool, as co-constructive tool, and communication tool.
The computer has been used in communication, as evident by social networking sites as to Facebook, Twitter, and Friendster. We can even chat, talk, friends and families anywhere in the globe through Yahoo Messenger, or the one in Facebook, or view them through the webcam. We can send messages and information through the internet in just seconds or minutes. The computer can provide vast amounts of information in various forms, such as text, graphics, sound, and video. Even multimedia encyclopedias are today available on the internet. The internet itself provides an enormous database from which users can access global information resources that includes the latest news, weather forecast, airline schedule, sports development, entertainment news, and features, as well as educational information directly useful to learners. The internet on education can be source of kinds of educational resources on the internet. Along the constructivist point of view, it is not enough for learners to download relevant information using the computer as an information tool. The computer itself can be used for manipulating information, visualizing one's understanding, and building new knowledge. The Microsoft Word computer program itself is a desktop publishing software that allows users to organize and present their ideas in attractive formats. By means of virtual reality, or RS, extension systems, the computer can create 3D images on display to give the user the feeling that are situated in a virtual environment. A flight simulation program is an example of situating tool which places the user in simulated flying environment.
Students can use constructive tools to work cooperatively and construct a shared understanding of new knowledge. One way of co-construction is the use of the electronic whiteboard, where students may post notices to a shared document. Students may also co-edit the same document from their homes. The teacher uses computer as the presentation technology that allows moving through material quicker. Instead of writing notes on a whiteboard as he teaches, the teacher creates a PowerPoint. Additionally, a PowerPoint presentation incorporates images and links to the internet that cannot be used on a whiteboard. Students who use computers in the classroom learn technical skills that they will use in the workplace. It is a way of easy and reliable access to information and building up of the communication and teamwork among students. Especially with the internet, the students can relate or research class assignments and projects with real-life situation. This is a big help to the teacher in fostering independent learning activities of the students. The internet as an instructional tool. The internet carries a vast array of information resources and services. In addition, it supports popular services such as online chat, file transfer and file sharing, gaming, commerce, social networking, publishing, video on demand, and teleconferencing and telecommunication. The internet works as an instructional tool by helping both the teachers and learners. The teacher uses the internet to add current details on his lesson, to check updates and changes regarding his subject matter. He may also use the internet through email to interact with his students. The students may ask questions that they cannot understand through chatting with their teacher. The teacher may extend his lesson by posting the subject matter on the internet, posting a video discussing his lesson. The students can view it on their vacant time or at home. They can also send their researches on email, saving time and money. There are lots of suggestions of teaching methods in the internet that is more effective to the students of this century that may able to help teachers motivate learners. It saves much time of the teacher reading books on libraries. He can just search it through his computer and for a second. He may even print it for the copy of learners. For the students, the internet is a very useful instructional tool to help them in their problems at school. If they don't understand the lesson of their teacher, they may seek the help of the internet. The internet is useful for research works. It makes them their work easier and saves their time, for the internet can show information needed by just one click of the mouse. The internet is very useful as an instructional tool as long as the users as well directed on using it, if it is being utilized as an aid in school.
The Internet and Education. The Internet, also called the Net, the largest and far-flung network system of all systems. Everything in the Internet is coordinated through a standardized protocol called Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol. The vast sea of information now in the Internet, including news and trivia, is an overwhelming challenge to those who wish to navigate it. Today, schools are gearing up to take advantage of internet access, where they can plug into the Library of Congress, make virtual visits to famous museums in the world, write to celebs, and even send questions to heads of states. Educational software materials have also developed both in sophistication and appeal. There is now a wider choice from rote arithmetic or grammar lessons to discover and innovation projects. But the real possibility today is connecting with the world outside homes, classrooms, and internet classes. An online program can be a very rewarding experience for those individuals wanting to earn a degree in a non-traditional education environment. Studies have shown that students who are mature, self-motivated, and organized are extremely successful in their online learning pursuits. By allowing students to control where and when to study, online programs are best suited to those individuals who possess strong time management skills and are independent learners. In the part of technology, internet is part of education which accommodating the necessity of the student on gathering information, data, and other materials for learning. It showcases how important technology today through the use of internet that acquiring educators to be the references of the material for their teaching and giving for informative technique to help the students to be more competitive learners. Learning with computers and internet. The internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks to serve billions of users worldwide. It is a network of networks that consists of millions of private and public, academic, business and government networks of local to global scope that are linked by copper wires, fiber optic cables, wireless connections, and other technologies. The internet carries a vast array of information resources and services. In addition, it supports popular services such as online chat, file transfer and file sharing, gaming, commerce, social networking, publishing, video on demand, and teleconferencing and telecommunications. The internet works as an instructional tool by helping both the teachers and learners. The teacher uses the internet to add current details on his lesson, to check updates and changes regarding his subject matter. He may also use the internet through email to interact with his students. The students may ask questions that they cannot understand through chatting with their teacher. The teacher may extend his lesson by posting the subject matter on the internet, posting a video discussing his lesson. The students can view it on their vacant time or at home. They can also send their researches on email, saving time and money. There are lots of suggestions of teaching methods in the internet that is more effective to students of this century that may be able to help teachers motivate learners. It saves much time of the teacher reading books on libraries. He can just search it through his computer and for a second. He may even print it for the copy of his students. For the students, the internet is a very useful instructional tool to help them in their problems at school. If they don't understand the lesson of their teacher, they may seek the help of the internet. The internet is useful for research works. It makes their work easier and saves their time, for the internet can show information needed by just one click of the mouse. The internet is very helpful as an instructional tool as long as the users are well directed on using it, if it is being utilized as an aid in school. Uses of internet and distance education. The internet is therefore the largest encyclopedia for everyone, in all age categories. The internet has served to be more useful in maintaining contacts with friends and relatives who lived abroad permanently. The easiest communication means like the internet chatting systems and the emails are the best and the most common for the maintaining contacts with the people around the world. Not to forget, internet is useful in providing with most of the fun these days. Internet is also used to upgrade the internet and use special software to work on the projects and documentation works, as the internet enables the user to download a myriad of different software for a variety of different purposes, making it much easier than buying the costly software CDs. Using internet for authentic activities. In using the internet for authentic activities, there are three categorizations. The first one is as a tool for communication, second is as a tool for inquiring, and the last one is as a tool for construction. I will explain it to you one by one in the next slide. As a tool for communication, three of these tools for communication that internet users take advantage of are email, instant messaging, and asynchronous discussions. Through email, messages are typed, sent, stored on one's computer, and retrieved. A message can be composed into multiple addresses, and messages that are received can be forwarded onto new recipients. Next is the instant messaging, another tool with which to communicate online. Instant messaging, or IM, is more instantaneous than email. With IM, a user maintains a list of people with whom she wants to communicate, called her buddy list. When she goes online, she can check her buddy list to see who else is online and can communicate with anyone else on her list who is online. Like email, with IM, the users communicate by typing their messages to one another. Last is the asynchronous discussion, an educational online tool by which instructors and students can interact via discussions without the constraints of time and classrooms. An effort is made in asynchronous discussions to mimic the traditional discussions of face-to-face classroom. The asynchronous discussions typically require that students provide their own reflection or critical analysis of the topic being discussed. Rubrics have been drawn up to ensure quality discussions from the students.
As a tool for inquiry, the idea of producing knowledge that is meaningful to yourself and others, and using knowledge to accomplish purposes that include those you set yourself or that you believe in, is central to inquiry. If a purpose of education is to assist students to become independent learners and thinkers, then inquiry deserves a place in every classroom, beginning with how to formulate a question. In this lesson plan, students explore a class inquiry project collecting web-based resources that can be used for further study during the course of the class or for more in-depth projects. Students begin by brainstorming a list of kinds of information they will need to know. They then help criteria for the lesson by thinking about characteristics of effective web resources. Next, students use an online tool to evaluate 3 websites and then locate and evaluate websites based on the criteria they defined earlier. Finally, students discuss whether their predictions about the characteristics that would describe useful resources were effective and revise the list as needed. This lesson can be completed individually or in groups. For demonstration purposes, this lesson plan focuses on researching a specific country or several countries. However, this activity can be completed with any inquiry topic in the classroom. As a tool for construction, the use of computers as a tool for learning has traditionally focused on individualized methods of instruction. Social interaction, however, is taking an increasingly important role in current learning theories and instruction prescriptions, including computer-based delivery systems. Concurrent with these recommendations, global computer networks have emerged, bringing new forms of computer-mediated social interaction. This paper discusses an ongoing case study that takes advantage of internet technology to promote learning through socially mediated interactions. Based upon theories of situated learning and cognitive apprenticeship, students engage in social dialogue with experts through internet technologies such as email, listservs, synchronous chats, and the World Wide Web. In this case, the experts were 2 multimedia developers, one academic and one corporate. They fielded questions related to the use of technologies for training from the class.